children, good morning to you all. Welcome to the another session of your social. This is the 14th video, right? Till now, from 6th video onwards, we have learnt India, its forest and wildlife. The whole lesson has come in this 6 videos. Now, I wanted to give a brief look regarding this whole lesson in this video. Come on, let's start. What is a forest? What is a forest? Forest, it is a large area of land covered with naturally grown trees. Naturally grown trees. It is full of big and small wild animals and plants and trees also. And these forests depend, this forest grow, this forest not depend, this forest grow according to the climate and the soil of the particular area. Right, children? Again, it is a large area of land covered with naturally grown trees, and it is full of wild animals and big and small wild animals and big and small trees. These forests grow according to the climate and the soil of the particular place. So this is the brief introduction about the forest. Now, how forests are useful for us? The importance of the forest. Now, forests provide us many things, children. Many things. From that, some things I would like to teach you that in the previous videos you have detailed explanation of this. Now, the first one is forests provide us timber, firewood, pulp, herbs, leaves, gum and grasses. These are all things we are getting from the forest. Not only this, many are there. Few of them I am giving you, right? And from all these things, timber is very important thing. Timber is very useful than remaining all the things. This timber is used, and this firewood is used as a fuel, and pulp is used for making papers, and herbs also used in making medicines. Leaves also we are using for eating on the plates, like gum, and grasses. This gum also used for making craft works, and grasses also they are useful for eating animals, for animals. Now, among all these things, timber is very useful. What do we do with this timber? Timber is used for making houses. Without wood, timber is what actually? Timber is a wood. Without wood, can we make any furniture in our house? All the doors, windows, cots, benches, tables, chairs, everything we are making from the timber only. So houses are making with the timber, and furniture and railway sleepers. What are the railway sleepers? The beams under the railway tracks are called railway sleepers. These railway sleepers are making with the wood. Now, the lack of wood, government is also not giving any permission to cut down the trees. That is why for the lack of wood, what the railway people are doing, they are making the beams with the concrete. Concrete is a mixture of sand, cement and the concrete. Concrete means a small stones, small chips of the stones. So with that, these railway people are making beams, railway sleepers nowadays. Now, and one more, tools. There are so many tools made with the wood. So in that way, timber is very useful. Now the another one is paper is also made with the pulp, wood pulp. This wood pulp we are getting from the bamboo trees and subabul trees, everything. This wood pulp we are getting. Now the trees hold the soil at their places only. In the forest, the trees are holding the soil, the top soil they are holding at their places only. So in that way forests are very, very useful. The another point is trees gives us oxygen. Trees gives us oxygen to breathe. In the daytime, the trees are giving, the trees in the night time they are releasing the carbon dioxide, the trees. That is why the elders says that we should not sleep under the trees because it is releasing carbon dioxide. In the daytime, it is breathing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. Why it is breathing carbon dioxide? In the process of photosynthesis, it needs the carbon dioxide. That is why in the daytime, it is inhaling, and at the night time, it is breathe out the carbon dioxide. That is why night time we should not sleep under the trees because inhaling carbon dioxide is not good for our health, right? The another thing is they control floods, thus prevent soil erosion. That means what? When the floods comes, these in the trees the land is uneven, ups and downs, bushes, shrubs, everything will be there. So these control the speed. Floods means the water comes very, very fast. All the villages, huts, trees, everything will flow into that water. So these forests control the speed of the water. Running, the running of the water, it controls, and it stagnates. Some of the places the water stagnates, it doesn't flow away. That is why what happens, it does prevent the soil erosion. What is the soil erosion? The top soil shifting from one place to another place is called the soil erosion. That means what? This soil erosion is having so many nutrients like humus, everything, because it which helps to the plant grow, which help that if the floods are coming, so this topsoil will go away. These forests are preventing the soil erosion. Because of the stagnant of water, this topsoil will not move anywhere. It will remain like that only. If the topsoil is not there, what will happen? The subsoil is not good for growing the plants. So the plant also automatically will die. So topsoil is very needed for growing a plant. So in this point what we are learning, these control floods thus prevent soil erosion. What is the next point is forests keep air fresh and cool the atmosphere, because in the city areas there are so many vehicles moving around us and they releases smoke. Because of this smoke the air becomes polluted. Now in the forest areas there will be no traffic, there will be no smoke. That is why the air is cool and fresh air, and automatically if air is fresh, what will happen? The atmosphere is also cool. Atmosphere is the place around the area around one place, and the forest provides shelter for wild animals. Where do wild animals live? What is the home of the wild animals? Forest is the home of the wild animals. That is why these forests provide shelter for the wild animals. If there are no forests, what will happen? All the wild animals will come to our places in the residential areas. Nowadays, so many wild animals are also coming onto the roads. Because of this lockdown, many areas there will be no moving, there will be no traffic. The animals are thinking that is also our area. Actually, we are going and building in their places our houses. They are moving far, and when there is no traffic and all, silence, they are thinking that this is our area, and they are coming and standing and sleeping and playing on the roads nowadays due to this lockdown, right? Next one, forest help cause rainfall. This forest releases water vapor into the air, and seas are the first to cause the rains. The next one is the vegetation is causing rainfall. Vegetation means all the trees releases the water vapor, they form the clouds, thus we get the rains. So in that way, these forests help us in our daily life. You see, this is the importance of the forest. See how much importance we get from this forest. If there are no forests, we will lose everything. Right? Now, what are the types of the forests? There are so many types of forests in India, and some of the forests I am giving the evergreen forest and deciduous forest and thorny forest and tidal forest and the coniferous forest. Right? Now I will give you detailed explanation, and you will get very much detailed explanation in the previous videos. I will give a brief explanation about this forest. Now there are so many types of forests are there. 5 types of forests I would like to tell you. In the India, 5 types of forests are there. What are those? Evergreen forest, deciduous forest and thorny forest, coniferous forest and the tidal forest. What is the evergreen forest? Evergreen forest means the forest remain green throughout the year. They do not shed their leaves at the same time. They shed their leaves throughout the year and the new leaves also comes. So these trees are very tall and they do not shed their leaves at the same time, right? And these form a broad canopy at the top. Canopy means these two trees together, they form like a umbrella, like they form like that. And you will find these trees, evergreen forest, you will find in the slopes of Western Ghats. The slopes of Western Ghats, that means Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and the northeastern states of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya and the Tripura. And in these forests, the wood is very, very valuable. What is the wood? Whatever the wood we are getting from the forest are very, very valuable, students. Here we get ebony, mahogany, rosewood, these types of wood we are getting from the evergreen forest. The another one is deciduous forest. This deciduous forest is also called monsoon forest. This deciduous forest is also called monsoon forest. And in this forest, the trees shed their leaves in the dry season. At 6 to 8 weeks, these trees shed their leaves. And in the major part of, I told you in the previous videos also, in India, there are more than 19% is covered with forest only. So, in India, we have more deciduous forests only. According to our climate, I told you forest grow depend upon the climate and the soil of the particular place. In India, we have so many deciduous forests only we will find. Here also, the wood we are getting is very, very valuable. That is teak, sal, sisam and bamboo. Sandalwood is very, very expensive and costly, which we get in Karnataka. And this wood we are getting from the deciduous forest. And these forests we find in the foothills of the Himalayas. That means what? Very near to Himalayan mountains, the next to the Himalayan mountains we find. And northeastern states, all the seven sisters are there. Northeastern states, totally 8 states we have. In that states, we are finding these deciduous forests and wetter areas of the southern plateaus we are getting. And the another one is thorny forest. Thorny forest, these thorny forests have long roots and thick bark, sharp thorns and small leaves. Thorny forest, thorns, mullu, in that only you are finding that. And these forests we find in the Rajasthan and some parts of Haryana, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. And here we are getting, what type of trees we are getting in the thorny forest? Babul, palm, cactus and kikar trees we are finding in the thorny forest. And in this thorny forest, more than trees, you will find so many bushes. And the another one is coniferous forest. This coniferous forest you find in the higher Himalayan mountains and some parts of Nilagiri hills. And these are tall, pointed and have needle-sharp leaves, needle-sharp leaves, and they bear cones. They bear cones, and the trees and the tree leaves, flowers, everything are pointed shape because not frosting from the snow, because they are very close to the Himalayan mountains, right? Next, in this forest we find chir, deodar, fir, spruce, and we get not only this, from this forest the trees which we are getting used for making papers. Not only that, resin and turpentine also we are using. Resin is used for making craft works, and turpentine, if any paint is become thick, if you pour turpentine it will become thin. For the detailed explanation you have to see in the previous videos. And the next one is tidal forest. Tidal forest is also called mangrove forest, and we have here Mada forest is also called mangrove forest. In this tidal forest, the roots of the trees are above the ground. They grow on the above the ground. Sorry. And they grow in fresh and saline water. Saline water means salty water they grow in. And these trees only grow, these forests only grow in the deltas of the major rivers. What is a delta? This delta is where the sea and when the sea is there one river is there, that all the rivers flow and fall into the oceans. Before they fall into the oceans, they divide into different channels. They split. So in that way, when they were splitting, the shape of that channel looks like a delta, triangle shape. So that is called the delta. Where there is a sea and the river is there only these deltas form. Otherwise, where the river is there is no sea, the deltas will not form. And the major rivers are Mahanadi, Godavari and Krishna have deltas. So about this is about the forest. What are those forests? Evergreen forest, deciduous forest, thorny forest and coniferous forest and the tidal forest. And one more thing is how to conserve the forest also. How to conserve this forest, how to protect this forest. In 1974, what happened? The people, the villagers in the hills of Himalaya, of Uttarakhand, they had a unique plan to protect the trees. To protect the trees, what they have done? They have hold their arms around the trees for not cutting. When the tree cutters came to cut the trees, they would not leave the trees until they left that place. This movement is called the Chipko movement in 1974. The leaders of the Chipko movement are Sundarlal Bahuguna and Prasad Bhatt and Gaura Devi. And later on, the government also launched so many programs like Social Forestry Movement and Van Mahotsav. And children in the schools also are celebrating this thing, and they are celebrating 5th June is as a environmental day, and they are planting more trees. We should not cut trees. Okay, now the next one is the wildlife. Wildlife means, the term wildlife includes animals, birds, insects and reptiles. Those are living in the forest area, right? So this is about the wildlife. And in the past these kings all hunting is the as a sport. Because of that, these animals, some of the animals are extinct, means those animals are not at all remain on the earth, and some of the animals are endangered. Some of the animals are endangered, that means they are going to disappear from the earth. So that is why to protect the animal, the government has launched so many, they constructed many national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and tiger reserves. And in that process, they are having so many wildlife sanctuaries and all. Some of the wildlife sanctuaries and bird sanctuaries are at Corbett National Park in the Uttarakhand and Sundarban Tiger Reserve in West Bengal and Kanha National Park in the Madhya Pradesh, Gir National Park in the Gujarat, Kaziranga National Park, Assam, Bandipur National Park, Karnataka, Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary in Kerala and Chilika Bird Lake Sanctuary is in Odisha. So these, not only these, many are there, and we can find wildlife in the maps also. And Gir forest in Gujarat is famous for Asiatic lion. There are two types of lions, African lions and the Asiatic lions. We have Asiatic lions, and tigers also protected in the national parks in Ranthambore and the Corbett. And Kaziranga National Park and Manas Sanctuary in the northeast of India is famous for elephants, rhinos, tigers and deers. Children, a rich variety of wildlife is preserved. A rich variety of wildlife is preserved and natural vegetation is conserved in the wildlife sanctuaries and natural parks, national parks. So these are all there in our India. This is about the lesson India is forest and wildlife. With this, in this video, you will get the whole information of this lesson. And watch the video, children, and like it. Until then, bye bye. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.